Hey everyone, welcome back to Max Solo Music, and this is the Cort KX500 Detailed Review Part 2, which means today it's about my first impression, feelings and personal opinion on this instrument. And as always, there is a link to the first part of this video with all the facts, if you want to watch that one first. Traditionally, I invite everyone to follow me on Instagram, because that is where I, from time to time, post some additional guitar-related content, as well as news and updates on what's going on here. Alright, penalty points. KX500 has got 5 of them, which means it is right in the middle of the list. These are all guitars I reviewed on this channel so far, and as always, the position in the list doesn't make a particular guitar better or worse than the others. It just tells us that there is something we need to know about it. And speaking of the KX500, that would be the neck dive, a veneer, even though the official specs say top, and the harp at the headstock, which, as you can see, I have already addressed. We have a few more measurements and numbers to go through. Here's the nut width, which is 43mm. String spacing at the nut, low E to high E, will be 35mm, and at the bridge 52mm, which means that if for some reason you want to change the pickups to something else, you'll probably need F-spaced pickups, not standard sized. Speaking of the pickups, just for fun, let's try them without a battery. Here it is with one. Yeah, just as I expected, it doesn't work without it. The total length of this guitar? Okay, it is about 97 centimeters or a little over 3 feet too, which means it is shorter than a Strat and will easily fit into any standard gig bag. Tuning machine's gear ratio? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 to 1. The knobs on this guitar, I would say, are very easygoing compared to pretty stiff knobs most modern guitars come with. Okay, so here's what I think about this guitar. It is a very solid, modern metal instrument, and it is a nice example of a good guitar that you can get for under 1,000 euros. The look and feel? Well, it definitely has the look. It's black, which screams metal, but it's not just plain black. It is three-dimensional, as you can see, and here it comes to the feel. This feels very nice. It actually feels better than the KX300, which is another Cort guitar from the same series. And it is the same finish on the front and on the back, which is very pleasant to touch. I really like the fact that it is lightweight. Yeah, the weight may be slightly different from one guitar to another, but this particular one is very lightweight. The neck. Cort KX guitars have a very specific neck profile which looks more like a U-shape, but it is not as thin as Ibanez necks. This one feels bigger. I find it to be quite comfortable to play, even though a bit unusual, but again, I don't really have any preferences when it comes to neck shapes and profiles. I'm pretty much fine with any. So, speaking of my first impressions, those were definitely the feel of the finish, the weight of the guitar, and the neck profile. All positive. Black is not my favorite color, and usually I try to avoid black guitars, but this one feels great. This guitar does not feel like a 15 or 1200 euros guitar. It's not there yet, something is missing, but at the same time it also does not feel like a 4 or 500 euros guitar. It is somewhere in the middle, 750, 800-ish, and its actual retail price is 750, which is fair. Speaking of the sound, let's compare the KX500 to my American Stratocaster and a Les Paul type guitar, but I would say it is somewhere in the middle, maybe a bit on the fatter side, because thin, glassy Strat sounds are not possible with these pickups, even with the coil split, but they do have enough fatness. Alright, KX500 is good for metal, but can it do anything else? In other words, is it versatile? Well, yeah, up to some degree. As you could just hear, strat tones are not really happening with this one, but anything other than that can be done. Can I imagine myself playing a show using this guitar? Yes, I can, and as soon as we're allowed to play shows again, I'll definitely give it a go. So yeah, I do trust this guitar. I believe it will hold through the gig without any problems. Speaking of mods or changes, as always I would use a Tesla damper to kill the harp at the headstock. I'll give you a link to it in the description below, and also check my noise mechanics video for more details on this thing. Did I mention sharp fret ends? Yeah, you can see them stick out quite a bit, and I'll definitely be addressing that. But many guitars have this problem, and it's easy to fix if you have the right tools. That's a bit better, and again, this is a very common problem that randomly happens to many guitars regardless of brand and model. This one happened to have it, doesn't mean yours will. There is one more thing I would change for myself personally to make this guitar compatible with all my straps. I would swap the strap buttons to strap locks, and that's it. I wouldn't be modifying anything else. From the setup perspective, this guitar is very user-friendly, I would say. It only requires a screwdriver to set the scale and one Allen wrench to set the string height. Compared to the KX300, this particular guitar, for some reason, has a little bit less room for adjustments. As you can see, the first string saddle is almost at its limit, and the adjustment screws on this one are quite sharp. However, all of that didn't stop me from achieving nicely low action on this guitar, less than 1.5 mil on the first string, and about the same on the sixth string. Well, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, you've reached the end of the video, and I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually want to get to know you guys, so before you go, please leave me a comment below. Just, say where you're from, what is your favorite guitar or guitar pedal, and how you came across my channel. If you want to support what I do, other than Patreon, there's another easy and free way to do that. Simply show this video to one of your guitar friends who it may be interesting to, and share it, the video, not a friend, in guitar groups and communities on social media. There's never too many views, and that would really help me a lot. And other than that, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video someday soon.